Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Money Cure podcast. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Happy Monday to you. Hope you are feeling absolutely fantastic. I know I am. Very, very excited and very thrilled about life in general. So I'm going to let you know right off the bat, they are cutting the grass here at my complex. So if that comes in, I'm going to shift a bit. So I may step away, but hopefully, as the cosmos align, that won't happen. So we'll be able to put ourselves into a place of being able to go right through this episode, which is a fantastic episode because it's a topic I think that, you can use today. And so for me, this has been sort of where my brain has been caught up in elaborating ideas that can be used for you as soon as you hear them, especially when it comes to money, because we can all use more money in our lives to do the things that we choose. And that's the key word, choose to do, right? So before I get into anything, I just want you to know there is nothing that's stopping or holding you back from being as rich as you possibly want to be, as being as wealthy as you want to be, being as successful as you want to be, being anything that you want to be, right? Before we get into this, it's important to know the universe is one big bed of energy, right? That is neutral energy that is in no way, shape, or form manipulated or anything else until we make a choice. And keep this in mind. Not making a choice is making a choice. Okay? So you really, really want to make the choices that suit the life that you desire. All right? That suit the type of cash flow you want for your life. So, in understanding that is great power. Right off the bat, that's great power within that. So I want to get into how this works. And for a lot of you, if you've been listening beforehand, these concepts will seem familiar, but reiteration is important because I can tell you, I go back and listen to so many different things and it may seem like elementary, but you can't doubt the impact that reviewing the fundamentals has when you take the time to go back and review. Okay. So basically it's understanding the world in itself is a mirror. The world we live in, the universe we live in is a mirror. And what that means is that everything in our lives is reflecting us right down to the very T, no matter what it is, right? If somebody comes up and they hand you a baked good, right, that's reflecting you. That's something within you that's creating a cause that's resulting in this effect, right? So, in that understanding, if we know we're creating everything, right, and we know that everything we're choosing to do is resulting in maybe not just everything, but the things that are tied to our deepest thoughts and feelings that are dominant in our minds and hearts, if we are aware of that and that alone, all of a sudden that creates so much of a deeper consciousness, not just consciousness, but conscious effort to ensure that we're bringing in everything into our lives that can help us to be the very best that we can be. And that's what's awesome about the universe is that it set it up to where the energy is flat out neutral. I'm telling you, it's neutral. Everybody begins with a clean slate, right? Now, here's the truth of the matter, though. We've got to take advantage of the wisdom we have within in order to clear some of the stuff that could be creating, things that we don't want to see, right? So I was listening to a video I did yesterday, literally right when coronavirus started. And it was amazing because I mentioned if you're having issues with money in your life, you're somehow in your own consciousness rejecting it. And that can be hard to take in right away. can be really hard to take in right away. But when you say, you know what, I'll take full responsibility for that. I'll make the choice to take full responsibility for that. You begin to search yourself to see, okay, where could I be denying myself money? And and usually when you've been doing this work for a minute, it's in subtle ways, right? It's not even really noticeable until you probe your subconscious mind and it allows you to see what's happening, right? So I got this inspiration from my subconscious mind this morning, and I've been doing this meditation where this is pretty neat. I think, if you want to try it, give it a shot. I'll get really quiet, and then I'll go and meet my subconscious mind, who is basically just a reflection of me, a twin version of me in this desert that I shot a film in, and we'll discuss and talk about different things. And I asked it, today I asked it, I was like, so what are your views on money? And it pictured myself taking a long look at me, looked at me and said, basically, here's the deal. Money is about choice, right? Most people think they get choices when they get the money, but you have to make the choice to have the money, and then it will show up. And I'm like, what? Get out of here. And it's like, yes, make the choice first. And after making the choice, the money will show up, right? And I'm like, okay, because usually like, okay, is there an example of this? He says, just look at your own life. Look at your own life. And when you've chosen to have the money to show up, it's shown up, right? When you wait for the money to show up, it never shows up. But if you choose, and you choose with enough energy and not necessarily desire, but desire in the sense of non-attachment. And I would say at this point, in the case of knowing, that money is going to show up. And this was my subconscious mind directly telling me this. And I jumped out of bed. I'm like, there's no way I cannot do a Money Cure episode and share this with you guys, because this can change your life, right? That means that choose to do whatever it is you want to do, and the money's going to show up. That's how the universe works, right? Money responds to action, it seems, and action and thought, action and feeling, action and decision, action and choice, because there's power in choice, right? So without really diving too deep, or better yet, what type of choices are you making? That's the question we can always ask. If we're having problems, what type of choices am I making in my career? What type of choices am I making with my cash flow, right? And allow the subconscious mind to answer you, because it always wants to answer you. Sometimes you just got to wait, right? I was having this issue with my jaw, and I just couldn't figure it out, right? I couldn't figure it out, and I realized, you know what? I'm being stubborn. I'm being too hard, too difficult. I need to relax. And so I relaxed, and I did that same meditation. I asked my subconscious mind, and it told me, it says, you're grinding your teeth. You're grinding your teeth at night. And all of a sudden it was like, eureka. Oh my gosh, you're so right. Here I am thinking like I had nerve issues and everything else, And it says, you're grinding your teeth. Just stop grinding your teeth. Get a mouth card. Do EFT tapping on bruxism. Like, that's all that's happening. There's nothing more than that. And I tell you, I did exactly what it said, and then all the pain went away. I didn't have any issues with it, right? I didn't feel as if I needed to be worried about anything anymore, because an awareness was made, and then I was able to make a choice. And you see, that's the beauty of awareness, especially as it relates to money. When we have awareness around money, when you're shared wisdom around money, and it's awesome when it comes from yourself, because it's easier, I think, for me at least, to believe myself as opposed to someone else, right? It's easier for me to believe myself more than it is someone else. So in that understanding, in that realization, all of a sudden, my awareness goes up. I make this choice, and I benefit from it, right? Just that simple. And it was the most subtle whisper you could ever imagine when this happened. I'm like, damn, is that easy? But it was only that easy when I got out of my own way. And that becomes the biggest issue. Sometimes we're just so stuck in our way and we're thinking the worst of it. And we're like trying to figure out what we're going to do. Like, do I have to live with this for the rest of my life? And you just got to stop, take a moment, take a deep breath. You know, I love freedom tapping, EFT. Like sometimes you got to tap the stress away, right? Because then once you tap the stress away, what tends to happen is you're open, you're wide open, peaceful and relaxed to be able to get what you need to get from the situation. And the subconscious mind is willing to give it to you freely, right? So I came and I asked, I'm like, I was at that peaceful point, and this is changing the subject a bit. Like, what is the deal with money? How is it, you can really allow it to flow into your life? Because I was asking about some things and I'm just like, I'm curious, free of judgment and everything else. And it says, just make the choice, right? Make the choice. When you make the choice, it will show up, and it will show up in alignment to who you are. And the beauty is, and it said this can sometimes be difficult, but only if you choose it to be difficult. Trust that after you've made the choice, it's a done deal, and then watch it show up, right? Trust, let go, have faith, right? And then watch it show up. It always does. There's nothing that can stop it from doing so, right? So that's the message, and the great thing is it doesn't just work in the terms of money. It works in every aspect of life. But for the sake of Money Cure podcast, a podcast about money, what choices have you made? What choices are you not making, right? A couple things you want to stay away from. I can't afford that. That's a choice that says that the universe is lacking, right? Stay away from that completely. I'm stressed about money. I'm worried about money. That's a choice that says the universe is lacking. Stay away from it, right? You got to stay away from it, because if you engage in those things, what happens is that they become hardened possibilities within your own mind, within your own consciousness, and you're just reflecting this out. You're reflecting this out, right? And we don't want that. We want you to reflect out, I choose to be rich. I choose to have all the money that divine love offers to me right now, every day. I know that my world takes care of me. I know that everything is working out perfectly. I know that I'm creating a life of peace, love, and freedom and joy, and money is flowing in easily and effortlessly, right? So when we do that, when we take the time to do that, guess what? Everything that we choose is going to flow from our choices. It's just that simple. That simple. When you make a choice, when you make a decision, there's great power within it, because the universe surrenders to that choice, right? And even if you don't go directly to the thing you want, you can best believe you're going to get the next step. Or the thing I love the most is, like, say if I ask for $5 million, but all of a sudden I've got some blocks around $5 million, you know what the universe is going to do? The universe is going to, okay, hold on. You got to free yourself of this block before you can progress to receiving this amount. And it'll bring up the thing that's blocking me, right? And what I want to advise you on is just don't be concerned about how much time it takes. Just embrace what comes up, right? Because I can tell you, I spent the past year and a half, 2 years clearing blocks around cash flow and money and possibilities and stuff like that. So it's just enjoying the process, because I tell you, every time you do, you get happy that become happy that you're able to move past a situation that no longer serves you, right? So trust me on this. This is something that is so very important, but I'll leave you with this, guys. Make a choice, right? Make a choice. Allow that power to come into that choice. And I promise you, you will profit in amazing ways, guys. In amazing, amazing ways. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, make good choices, make powerful choices, and I will talk to you soon. Have an absolutely wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.